Hi, I'm John Hood. I'm the author of a series of historical fantasy novels called the Folklore Cycle. The first two books of the series, Mountain Folk and Forest Folk, were published in 2021 and 2022. The next book in the series is called Water Folk, and it's about to be published. This is the first in a series of videos we prepared to give you an advance look at the world of water folk. My folklore cycle tales are set in a version of early America that encompasses both historical characters and events, as well as magical creatures and monsters that I've imported from folklore and fantasy. The word folk is included in each of my book titles. That's no accident. The word folk was traditionally used to describe fairy beings in phrases such as the wee folk or the fair folk. I'm speaking to you from the banks of the South Fork of the Holston River in Tennessee. Now, the Holston shows up in all three of my novels, actually, but it gets a lot more attention in the latest book, which is aptly titled Waterfolk. Just a short distance from here, the South Fork joins the North Fork at Kingsport. From there, the Holston River flows further south and west to Knoxville, where it joins the French Broad River to form the Tennessee River. In my tales, a fairy folk immigrates from Wales to America and builds a new settlement beneath an island in the Holston River near modern-day Kingsport. The Welsh name for this group is the Gwragedd Annwn, which means the Water Maidens. To depict these fairies, I borrowed not only from Welsh folklore, but also from Greek and German mythology. My Gwragedd Annwn are blue-skinned nixies of lake and stream who fight with tridents and nets, but would rather not fight at all. One of my primary characters is Dela, a ranger of the Gwragedd Annwn. In earlier stories, she befriends the likes of George Washington, Daniel Boone, Iroquois chief Shenandoah, and improbable hero Ichabod Crane. Dela is also the love interest of a fairy named Goran. The previous book, Forest Folk, ended on a literal cliffhanger. Goran lay wounded on a mountaintop and watches the villain fly off on a winged horse with Dela in his clutches. In Waterfolk, Goran and his dwarf friend, Har the Tower, range across the North America of the 19th century, looking for signs of Dela. Their adventures and the Water Maiden's various attempts to escape form much of the plot of the novel. The Gwragedd Annwn are far from the only waterfolk who play a prominent role in the story. From northwest Spain comes the legendary Shaunas. Like their Welsh counterparts, only Shauna females are ever seen by humans, at least in traditional folklore. Shaunas are sometimes depicted as benevolent, and other times as tricksters or even threats. Aquatic fairies are also a familiar trope in Native American folklore. The Paaknawat, for example, appear in the tales of the Paiute, the Shoshone, and other western tribes. The name means water babies, and in some of the tales they look like infants and cry like babies to lure unwary humans into the water. A completely different kind of fairy associated with water is called a kabouter in Dutch and a klaubautermann in German. This fairy serves on boats and ships alongside humans and is usually, but not always, helpful. You'll meet these and other aquatic fairies in the pages of Waterfolk. You'll also encounter larger creatures in rivers and on the high seas, such as the water panther, the kraken, and even an enormous whale called Mocha Dick. Does that last name sound familiar? Therein lies a tale. In future videos, I'll show you much more about the world of waterfolk. You can go learn more for yourself by visiting the website for the book series, which is folklorecycle.com. While there, you can learn how to order Waterfolk or its predecessors, Mountain Folk and Forest Folk, as paperbacks, as ebooks, or as audiobooks. See you soon!